Lazevo likes to talk about life while he's shooting people in the face. Lazevo.
What is going on, everybody? It's Lazevo here. It is time to talk about life while I shoot people in the face. Or I guess while I had already shot people in the face, because this is a recorded game, not something live. But anyway, playing a little domination on Arkaden, and this was a game that I was getting when I was in my little Moab hunting fiasco that I was trying desperately to get a Moab, and I don't get one in this game, but I do still do pretty well. Run the specialist stuff with the ACR, and anyway, that's the gameplay. I'm not really going to talk about it. Like I said, it's time for life lessons, or at least according to me. So, not too long ago, I had a discussion with one of my buddies at work, and we were talking about how to handle the situation that I think we all have probably faced, where someone who is homeless or appears homeless, or maybe a bum or whatever you want to call them, approaches you and asks you for money or spare change or whatever. And he was kind of against it, in the sense that he said, I know what they're going to spend the money on, and I don't want to give them the money because I know what they're going to spend the money on. And I kind of threw it out. I was like, first of all, you don't really know what they're going to spend their money on. Oh, and by the way, we live in Detroit, which is very, very poverty stricken, especially right now. I guess we're sort of lucky in that the weather isn't that great, so it probably prohibits a lot of people from coming here for to beg for handouts and stuff like that. But it gets pretty cold in the winter. It's tough to survive out there if you don't have a place to stay. But we do have a lot of people that need help, or don't have any money, and I do get approached by these people a lot. So the question is, how do you handle it? What do you do? What's the right thing to do? And like I said, my buddy was making the claim, I know what they're going to spend it on. I don't want to give somebody my money if I know they're going to go out and buy alcohol, or if I know they're going to go out and buy drugs. And I had a couple thoughts on that, because first of all, you don't know. You never know what that person's going to spend their money on. You may think you know. You may even have that little voice in your head that tries to convince you that, don't give them any money. You know what they're going to spend it on, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have that little, internal voice that really, that's the voice that wants to hold on to your money. That's the voice that said, this is mine. I earned this. This is no one else's. Why would I give it away? There's always that voice in you. And it's kind of like that internal struggle that you gotta deal with. I just have a couple thoughts. Like I said, first of all, you don't know what that person's going to spend their money on. You never know. And maybe they spend it on drugs and alcohol 99 times out of 100, but you may be the dollar that they don't. You may be the dollar that they go buy a cheeseburger with, or the dollar that they go, buy a new shirt to go to a job interview. You just never know, right? And what I proposed to him is that I said, hey, when you give somebody money, what they do with the money is on them, right? Your job is whether or not you give the person money, or whether or not you help them out. That's what reflects on you. So it's almost irregardless of what they're going to spend the money on, and you have to think about it like that, because if you don't, whatever you believe in, whether you believe in karma, or whether you believe in, blessings from a god or something like that, whatever you believe in, it's all going to reflect negatively if you hold tightly onto what's here and now. This is probably getting deeper than what you guys anticipated, but if you're holding on to things so tightly, like your money, first of all, I think the tighter you hold on to it, the more it goes. If that makes any sense at all. I think if you're generous with your money, you will find that you are kind of blessed by whatever, like I said, whatever you believe in will in turn bless you with more to give. That's just I can't explain it, guys, but it's an honest to God fact. If you are, the more generous you are with the money, the more you will see it come in. And it's a weird thing. It's kind of like you got to have money to make money. It's kind of like that's a common expression. If you're going to gambling, you got to put up money to win a lot of money. So it's like the more you put out into the world, the better it is for you in the long run. And I just kind of really believe that. So that was what I threw out to him. I said, look, you don't know what that person's going to spend their money on. That's the first thing. So don't let that voice in your head tell you, oh, this is going to go to, this is buying another pint of vodka for this dude. Because it might, but it might not. So you never know. And like I said, the thing that comes down to it is what you did with your money. That's how what's gonna make you feel good about yourself. No one's ever going to wish they hadn't gave somebody $1 later on in life. I mean, especially if you get in a situation like me where you have a job, you have a career, you're making decent money. Like $1, I mean, like literally $1 is nothing. I mean, and it's so funny how that voice in your head tries to get you to hold on to that $1. It's so funny because it doesn't mean anything. Like somebody could take $1 from my wallet right now and I wouldn't know. That's how little it means to me, right? And yet I hold on to it. And it's not like I'm approached by this every day, or it's not like I'm just like every time I take a step, someone's asking me for $1. This might happen maybe 3, 4, 5 times a month, handful of times a month, right? So at the most, even if I gave a person $1 every time it happened, it's like a $5 a month thing. And yet, every time it happens, I go through this inner struggle of like, oh, there's a person at the end of the exit ramp on the expressway. I got to roll up the window. Don't want to give this guy $1. Like, I'm telling you guys this stuff, but I'm also convicting myself here because I'm not good at it, guys. This is like a practice this isn't a practice what I preach thing. It's hard for me. I struggle with it. And I think it's hard for anybody to give money because people work hard for their money and it's hard to give it away. But I do think that there is benefits to doing it. You'll feel better about yourself. You'll feel better about your conscience. Because as much as I want to hold on to that $1, the thought of spending that $1 later on a candy bar or something when I don't, when it could have, and it'll weigh on my mind because it'll be like this could have easily, went to someone, maybe helped them out or whatever. And to me, it doesn't mean anything. And yet I held on to it so tight that now I feel bad about it. So I don't know, guys. I don't know how you feel about donating your money or about how you give your money out. But I really think that, myself as a college educated man living in the United States, I have so many blessings. And I know that there's people that didn't have the upbringing I had, that didn't have, the same opportunities that I had, that, maybe were hit hard by the automotive industry when it was struggling and all the layoffs and things that we've had here. I know that there's good people that get into situations where they need to ask for money. And I can't tell you how hard it would be for me to ask for money. Maybe it's one of those things where after you do it a couple times, it becomes easier or whatever, but that would just weigh on me, guys. Like asking somebody for money, I don't know. So the thought of somebody humbling themselves enough to come up and beg you for cash is so sad in and of itself that it's like, part of me just wants to give you $1 and be like, man, I feel sorry for you, buddy. That's rough. I can't imagine what that's like. And I think ultimately it's always better to give that $1 to just get that off your conscience, And then what's funny is like when you finally do give somebody money, that little voice in your head will go, "Oh, you didn't give enough." So the same voice that tells you not to give money in the beginning will then try to convict you for saying that you didn't give enough. And I don't know if you guys experienced that. It's like, "Oh, you could have given more. You didn't do enough." Well, no, don't let that voice get to you, okay? You give whatever's in your heart to give, and I truly believe that. Don't do it out of duty or diligence or whatever. Really get to the point in your life where you're living freely with your money and realizing that we are blessed to live in the United States. We're blessed to be able to make the money we have, and we should be even more blessed to share that money with other people. So anyway, guys, this has just been weighing on my mind. Sorry if this wasn't, a typical commentary for me. But anyway, 40-4 was the final score of this game. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Leave some comments. Talk to you later.